All right, we are live. A few minutes after 10:31. Apologize for that, everybody. Had a few technical issues, a few glitches on our end, so I do apologize for being a few minutes late. But happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. It is Monday night.
Hi, it's Sam Barker here from the Motley Fool.
And, sorry about that. More live glitches. Anyway, guys, hopefully you found this link okay. I shared another link earlier in the day, and that video went live ahead of schedule by accident. And so anyway, now we're here on this link, and hopefully all you guys will find us. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome to the Halloween Daily News YouTube channel. This is our Michael Myers Monday live broadcast, a new thing we've been doing for the last few weeks. And thank you for joining us. My name is Matt. I'm editor in chief of Halloween Daily News. And hopefully you check out the site, HalloweenDailyNews.com, and follow us on social media and so forth. So here we are. It is Monday, September 7th. We are Labor Day, so we're officially into the season. Not like the season ever ends for us. Every day is Halloween, as you guys know. But here we are. We're officially into the season. And I do have a few things to talk about this week, a few things to show you guys. And so we'll just go ahead and get into it. And as people join in, hopefully maybe we'll get some more viewers. Feel free to chime in the chat. That's just how we do it, and I'll do what I can to respond to everybody. If you're watching this after the fact, after Monday night, after the live broadcast, then leave your comments, and I'll certainly try to address them next week. So the first thing I'm going to show off to you guys this week. This is brand new to me. This is brand new. They were released last year from Trick or Treat Studios. This is the Halloween 1978 foam prop knife from Trick or Treat Studios. We just got these in stock at our store. And store, you may ask? That's right. If you didn't know, Halloween Daily News also is an authorized retailer of Trick or Treat Studios products. We have been for the last few years. We sell masks and all kinds of other goodies in there. But this we've never had before. This knife. We've never had any knife props before. So this year we got a few from the 78 film. And I just wanted to break it out. It measures about a little over 17 inches long. And this is not your typical super thin, flimsy plastic prop knife. This is somewhat heavy duty. It's not very heavy, but it is. You can see it's kind of thick. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It's foam. It's hard foam, and not mushy foam by any means. And as you can see there. And I'll show you the packaging in just a minute. But like I said, from end to end, it's about 17 and a half inches. And we got these in our store for the first time this year. They're retailing only for $15, which is, I think, a pretty good deal. This is the one that I took out of the packaging to keep for myself, because everybody needs one of these, every collector. And of course, if you're going to be Michael Myers for Halloween or any time, if you need a knife to complete your outfit. Now, just to compare, again, this is another officially licensed Myers knife that I got a few years ago. This is actually from the Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween remake. And I just wanted to, by comparison, you can see the length. There you go. You can see, and also the width. I mean, this has got some serious width to it, some serious weight to it by comparison. This knife, it's got the rusted blood look, which is pretty cool. But again, very very thin. This one, a whole nother beast right here. And for 15 bucks, I mean, I just think you can't beat this. So we do have a few of these. We don't have a ton, but we do have a few in stock as of right now, as of this broadcast at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. And you'll see the listing for the Halloween 78 foam butcher knife prop. And this is the packaging it came in. And I don't know if you can see. See, this is what it looks like in the package. Just zip tied in 3 spots. But you can see behind it a bit of the jack-o'-lantern logo from the poster. And then on the back, Michael, played by Nick Castle, holding the knife that this is a replica of from the 1978 film. So again, you know, those are the only two, this and this from the 07 are the only two officially licensed prop knives that I own. So I was very excited when Trick or Treat announced this one and couldn't wait to get my hands on one. It didn't happen last year, but I do have it now, and we've got them in stock at our store. You can get yours at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. Again, $14.99 is the retail price. And yeah, it weighs a little less than a pound. Now, something else that we got in stock that we have not had in quite a while, as you guys know, is this guy. You've seen this. This is, of course, the 1978 Michael Myers by Trick or Treat Studios. This was released last year, and we not recently, we've been sold out of them for months now. And we just got a small new shipment in of these bad boys. You can see, you all have seen this one out in the wild probably, or maybe you haven't, because again, I've been hearing that at some of the stores like Spirit, like Party City, I've been hearing that these 78s are a little harder to find this year. So you guys let me know if you're finding them and how this one looks. This is just one. I'm not going to put it on. This one actually is one of ours that's for sale, and I just pulled it out the plastic to show you guys. And so this is basically just a random one that I pulled out. It's not a specific one. You can see, you know, everyone's a little bit different when it comes to Trick or Treat Studios, as you guys know. I mean, every one of their masks is, you know, somewhat of a work of art in and of itself. See over there. Greetings from Canadian Myers. What's up, Chris? Hey, man. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, everybody? Thank all you guys for stopping in. Yeah, so not too much difference in this from last year's shipment that we got. The hair's not quite as wild and thick as it was in the first batch that we got last year. I don't know how yours was. Also, this hair, I don't know if it's coming through. It's not very dark. You know, some of them have the darker spray paint on top. But this one, you know, right out the bag, you know, it's got a little darkness in there, but not too dark. But again, we just got a number of these in, not a ton. We don't have a ton of anything because times are hard and, you know, COVID and everything. But we did get a few more of these 78s in stock, and they are available, listed right now on our website at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. You can see this is the version. We also have the Boogeyman 78. I don't have one of those down here to show you guys tonight. That's listed as a new for 2020 release from Trick or Treat Studios in their catalog. We actually got ours late last year after Halloween. And those are awesome masks too. Those are supposed to be from the end of the film after he's been stabbed in the neck. This is supposed to be from the early parts of the film. And that is the officially licensed Halloween 78. Also, back in stock at our online store, we have some of these 2018s. Officially licensed Halloween 2018 Michael Myers by Trick or Treat Studios. As you know, these came from the movie Master. You guys know the story. It's the most popular, hottest selling mask pretty much of all time. In 2018, they were the hottest item we've ever carried. Probably the hottest item Trick or Treat Studios has ever carried. Honestly, it was just a huge deal. And we've been sold out. We sold our last one that we had in stock actually on the way out the door in February when we were heading up to Mad Monster Party. Somebody ordered our last one online that we had. So we went to Mad Monster Party with no 2018s, and we've had none since then. And I've also been hearing that these are a little hard to come by in the out in the wild this season. So you guys tell me if you've been seeing the 2018s or the 78s out there. I've not been to a Spirit Halloween or a Party City yet. This guy, again, I just pulled him out of the plastic, and as you know, you've got to style this hair a little bit. And many of the people watching this, I'm sure, will look at this and want to immediately get it for the base mask and do a complete rehaul, and they'll make it, screen accurate. But these are just great masks. Size-wise, they're both about the same as last year, as best I can tell. Like I said, I'm not going to try them on because of the whole pandemic issue. But yeah, I mean, the 2018, it's obviously a smaller mask, just like it was upon release. The 78 is more of the size of the original H2 that was released, I think, way back in 2012, I think it was. So, and we also, again, I don't have it down here to show you guys, but we also do have the alternate version of the Halloween 2018. They call it the Final Battle, and that's when Michael has the bullet hole on this side. And we do have those in stock right now too. So we've got 4 variations of the Myers mask in stock, available to order online. You order them this week, they will absolutely be shipped out this week. You'll have it, well, way before Halloween. But I don't think these ones we have in stock right now are probably going to all last until Halloween, because these two have sold quite a bit. Of course, what we don't have that we planned on having by this time this year is the Halloween Kills mask. Obviously, that's not going to be happening this year. I wish it was. We all wish it was, just like we wish the film was, but that's a whole nother story. And we can speculate on what that's going to look like. And I'm sure they're going to be awesome. And then one more thing that we did get in stock. Well, one more thing, Myers related, that we did get in stock just this week. And these we've actually, we have had the air fresheners before. But we've never had the actual Halloween 1978 version of Michael Myers. And that is the Fear Freshener, the Halloween 78 Michael Myers Fear Freshener. And it's officially licensed, again, from Trick or Treat Studios. All these products are. And this I actually just listed on the site today. And we didn't get very many at all. We only got like a fifth of what we originally thought we were going to get of this one Fear Freshener. And so as a result, we've already almost sold out of the ones we have. And I just listed that on the site today. So if you want one of these bad boys, HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. That is the Trick or Treat Studios Fear Freshener. Halloween 1978. And this time, Michael, we had the H2Os before. They were vanilla scented. This one, if you're keeping score, is cinnamon scented. Why they didn't go with pumpkin spice for any of the Myers ones, I don't know. I think that would be the obvious go-to for Michael. Would be pumpkin spice, right? I don't know. But it's cinnamon. So we've got, again, very few of these in stock. And a few other variations on the Fear Fresheners. And we've got the 78 mask, this 2018 mask, the knife. And so I was stoked to get some of that stuff in stock. We also got a few other Fear Fresheners that aren't listed on the site yet that we'll be listing soon. More Myers ones, H4, H5, and H6 to be specific. Again, those aren't listed right this minute as of this broadcast, but they'll be added to the site soon. And also down the road, it's not on the site quite yet, but we are going to be getting a few of the new 12-inch figures. The Michael Myers 78 12-inch figures that Trick or Treat Studios is actually producing. They're getting into the collectible figures market for the first time this year, releasing a number of Myers figures, and that's the one that we've got coming. I don't have one here in stock yet. I don't have one to show you yet. And again, we're getting a very few of those because they were high dollar even on our end, on the wholesale end. So, but we're going to see how they sell and see how they do. Those will be added to the website in the coming days too, probably this week. And I'll certainly have one of those to show off for you guys when they get here. All right, so let's see how everybody's doing tonight before we move on. Mitchell, welcome back. I think Mitchell's been here every week. Darnell, good to see you, man. Awesome. Let's see. Matthias, thanks for joining us. Welcome to Michael Myers Monday tonight. Damien asks, why does Michael Myers want to kill his family? Well, that's a complicated question, I think. I think it depends on which film you're basing the answer on, and now which timeline, which storyline. Yeah, I think there's a lot of answers, and none of them are necessarily the correct answer to that question. So I don't know what tonight's answer to that would be. But that is something we can talk about, why Michael wants to kill his family. Of course, in the new films, it's not his family. He just wants to kill whoever's in his way, it appears. And let's see. I am Ishmael. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. Potts97, thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Can't wait to see the mask. Yeah, well, hopefully, again, I can show them better. I'll be adding some other photos. I do have some video of these masks on their listing pages on the website, so they show a better look. But if there's anything you want to see a close-up of in this video, just let me know and I'll do what I can. Phil says hello Phil, welcome, happy Michael Myers Monday. All right, we're getting some viewers in here tonight. Thanks guys, thanks for joining me. Again, if you're new here, if you're just tuning in, my name's Matt. I am the editor-in-chief and founder of Halloween Daily News. This is Michael Myers Monday Live, where we get together once a week and talk about all the news and happenings in the world of Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise specifically. And there is a little bit of news this week that I can talk about. I'm sure you guys already know about, but since last Monday, last week it was announced that the soundtracks to the Rob Zombie films, Halloween 2007 and Halloween 2 2009, are going to be released for the first time on vinyl. And that release is coming in October, actually on October 29th. So that's when they're scheduled to ship right now. So whether or not you'll have yours in hand by the big day, I don't know. But again, for fans of those films, and collectors, they're kind of must-haves. And obviously for music music fans, fans of Halloween music. I mean, these soundtracks, let me just read you here what it says about the Halloween 2007. They're both coming from Waxwork Records. You guys probably saw the article, the announcement last week, but I'll just read you a little bit of what it says. It is the very first time they are being released on vinyl. And the Halloween 2007 remake is a deluxe double LP featuring score cues by composer Tyler Bates. And it's also going to include select dialogue from the movie and soundtrack songs, which I thought is really cool. They're going to include the tracks from the movie by people like Alice Cooper, The Misfits, Blue Oyster Cult, Nazareth, Peter Frampton, Kiss, Iggy Pop. All the songs that are in the soundtrack are going to be included. So it's not just the score, in other words. And it's not just the score and the songs, it's also going to have some select dialogue. So it's going to be a whole experience. The packaging features 180-gram black and crystal clear striped vinyl with pumpkin orange splatter. It'll have exclusive liner notes by Rob Zombie and a 12 by 12 20-page booklet featuring never-before-seen set photography from Rob Zombie's personal collection. Again, stuff we've never seen, apparently. It'll also have a 12-inch by 12-inch art print insert. It'll have printed inner LP sleeves featuring set photography, old-style tip-on gatefold jackets with matte satin coating, and awesome, badass new artwork by Robert Samelin. Everybody's been talking about this artwork. Again, you can see it. I've already put the link below this video. You can click on it. You can pre-order, and you can see this badass artwork. And that's everything that's coming with Halloween 2007. And then there's the Halloween 2 soundtrack as well. Also, musical scores by Tyler Bates, who did the whole score, select dialogue from the movie, and all the soundtrack songs that were in that film. So you'll have stuff like the Moody Blues and Motorhead, Void, Scream, Foghat, and of course Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures. If you remember, they did some original songs that were released into the world as well as within the world of the film, as part of the viral marketing of that movie way back in 2009. Seems like so long ago now. So anyway, both of those are out on vinyl. Official shipping date is expected October 29th, but they're up for pre-order right now, and you can find out information on that, again, at HalloweenDailyNews.com. You guys know you can find all of this stuff at HalloweenDailyNews.com. The soundtrack completes Michael, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Phil says, like your background. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yep, this is my office, my little dungeon, my little corner of our house down here in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. I know I've mentioned that before, but that's actually our town. One other little news item I was going to talk about this week. Excuse me. And then we'll just talk about whatever you guys want. But and again, nothing really breaking news, but I think I've plugged them every week, but it's my buddies at The Thing with Two Heads, Christopher Nelson and Sean Clark. They posted their interview with another buddy of mine, the great James Jude Courtney. He appeared on their show this past week, part 1 of his interview with them, and he is as well-spoken and awesome and thoughtful and just as cool as ever, talking to those guys, and it was great watch, and I'll share a link to that as well below this video. But of course, they did talk just a tiny bit about James playing Michael Myers, and they teased just a little bit of Halloween Kills. Nothing really that we don't already know, but it was still just kind of cool to hear it out of James own mouth and hear from the Shape himself, just a little bit of his thoughts going into this. By the way, they all, Christopher and James, they talked about the delay and how bummed we all are, and they kind of feel um, very much like what I've been saying here, and I think what you guys have been echoing, what I've been hearing is that we're all disappointed, obviously, but we get it and we understand that it's pretty much the only choice they could have done, and what they both hit home more than once was that this movie is meant to be seen on the big screen, and so the fact that we're going to get that and even IMAX is definitely the way to go. Um, but here's what James said, okay? And he's talking again to Christopher Nelson and Sean Clark on their video series, The Thing with Two Heads. Search them out. I recommend watching the whole interview. It's great. Um, and I know I'm plugging them all the time, but they're awesome guys. So, um, anyway, what James says about Halloween Kills, real simply, is he says this is basically Halloween 2018 on steroids. He says, I mean, the ante on everything has been upped. Again, not a huge quote and not anything that we're not kind of already expecting or have been hearing, but yet another person involved in this movie talking about how everything has been amped up on this. And that's what I've been hearing from everybody involved in this. And sure, you could say they're just trying to sell the movie. That's what they're supposed to say, maybe. But I take these guys at their word. I feel like, when they say the ante has been upped on everything, I believe it's true, and it just gets me that much more excited. James also talks a little bit about uh, getting back into the character for the second movie and his anticipation of doing it a third time for Halloween Ends. And I highly recommend that you read my original interview with James from way back in early 2018, where he talked about uh, getting the role and the work that he put into uh, his performance in 2018. Now, as you know, 2018 filmed, it was right about early September of last year, 2019, when they were filming Halloween Kills. They filmed through September, October, actually through Halloween itself, in 2019. So it was fall when they were filming. And at one point, the plan was to be filming uh, Halloween Ends this fall, which would mean starting this month. That, because of the pandemic and everything, that has not happened. And we don't have a firm date of when Halloween Ends is going to begin filming as of right this minute. But that could change at any time, and it will change soon because I know we're going to get confirmation soon. Um, anyway, back to James talking to Christopher and Sean, talking about getting back into the character and playing such an iconic character. And James told them, very much like what he told me when I interviewed him, is that he is not the type person that is going to sit and let the fact that this is one of the most iconic characters in the history of cinema um, get too deep into his head while he's doing that performance. He is about doing that performance and doing that role, and he is serious about it, and he is trying to approach these next two performances in the exact same way. So this is what he says on that episode of The Thing with Two Heads. I never thought about playing an iconic character because I had already invested myself in the mission, and the mission was to be as pure as I possibly could in honoring what Nick and John had created. That's James Jude Courtney talking about Nick Castle and John Carpenter, of course. He continues, quote, so I still haven't really allowed myself to think about it, to be honest with you. I think after we finish Halloween Ends, maybe I'll allow myself to think about it, but for right now, it was really important to me that I was in the exact same space when we did Halloween Kills that I was in 2018. And it's important to me that when we do Halloween Ends, that I'm in the exact same space. And by space, of course, he's talking about the same mental space. So he is not going to let himself get distracted
by the success of the 2018 film, by the anticipation or delay of kills, he is going to stay focused on this mission. And then the last thing that is mentioned in that interview that pertains to the franchise and the future of the franchise, there's plenty in there about 2018. But as far as the future of the franchise, James expects, as I expect, and as has lined up with little tidbits I've picked up, is that he expects Halloween Ends will film sometime in the beginning of the year, of the coming year of 2021. And I told you that I had heard way back as far as pre-quarantine that there was a chance even at that point that Halloween Ends wouldn't be filming until like January of 2021. Even at that point, there was a very realistic possibility. So that's not even necessarily a delay in that. But again, that's not firm. That's not confirmation by any means. That's his gut feeling, and that goes along with my gut feeling for whatever that's worth. So yeah, check out their interview though. James is just a great guy. Those of you that have met him or seen videos with him, seen interviews with him, he's awesome. And Christopher and Sean have a good time talking to him, and it's really funny. And as you saw, I was taking notes, and I'll be taking notes on part 2 when that comes out this coming week. So let's see, what's everybody saying on here? IMAX is going to change the game. Yeah, it's going to be the first time any of these films has been seen so on that format. So yeah, IMAX is going to be pretty amazing. I might have to travel to see it in IMAX because we don't have an IMAX screen here on the Outer Banks in Kill Devil Hills, but that'll certainly be more than worth a little drive, a little road trip to see HK on the big screen in IMAX. John said quintessential horror as he wrote the score. Yep. Yeah, John did describe it as the quintessential horror film. Again, everybody has said all the right things, and you can take that for what it's worth. Of course, people are going to try to say the best things about their films, but again, I talked to a lot of people that worked on 2018 behind the scenes, and a lot of people that don't really have a lot to gain to tell fibs about it, and there really was something special going on that set, I think, and there really was some deep respect for the original film and its place in cinematic history, not just in horror history. And so I really want to believe that they're gonna keep that specialness going in HK the way we want, and it sounds like they're going to. It sounds like it's going to be very violent, though, very upped in every way. Yeah, Jamie said in her last interview, HN starts filming February. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that interview. Well, thank you. I'll have to check out her ET interview then. I have not seen that one. I will definitely have to check that out. But yeah, I think February, that sounds very realistic, that's when they're going to be filming. I know the original plan was they would return here to North Carolina to shoot in Wilmington again. That's where Scream 5 is about to shoot. I don't know. I know David Gordon Green and Danny McBride are based in Charleston, South Carolina. That's why they filmed 2018 there. So I wouldn't be surprised if production moves back there. But honestly, I think right now, whereas 2018 was dictated largely due to tax incentives and what state could do the best tax break for the production, I think with Halloween Ends, it's really going to be decided on based on COVID and what's going on with all that and who can accommodate them. That's just the reality we're living in now. But obviously, as that happens, we're going to have a ton to talk about moving forward when it comes to Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise and Halloween Ends. And we have to wonder, you go back a few weeks to that live Twitter watch party that David Gordon Green participated in, and he said in there that there was they were working on the script for Halloween Ends and making some changes and kind of finding some inspiration in the current pandemic situation. So how much has changed in that script and in the story as a result of everything that's changed since they wrapped HK, you know, uh, which was wrapped right around Halloween of 2019, and now they're gonna start filming the third one, and it's gonna be a unique situation because they'll be filming the third in this new trilogy months before the second is even released. I think originally the idea was, the second would be arriving right about the same time they're filming it, and then they were looking at maybe pushing filming back a little bit so it would have already come out under the original schedule. But and man, I mean, talk about that original schedule. I mean, right now we'd be weeks away from a new Halloween movie in theaters. Meanwhile, the reality is our local theater, our theaters in our state are not allowed to open right now, still, as of September 7th. So, yeah, it's just wild. Let's see. Phil says, can't wait for the Halloween movies. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm so excited. We are all so excited. I'm looking forward to them. I think these next two movies, like I said, I have high hopes that they're going to be special. I feel like 2018 was kind of special. Not just that it was the 40th anniversary, but I feel like there was a lot of, while it didn't please everybody, I think there was a lot in there to like and a lot that fans are going to appreciate even more as years go on. Because I do feel like when it comes to this franchise, a lot of things are kind of like the Halloween 3 phenomenon, where for almost 30 years, people bashed that film, and then in the last decade, they've really kind of come around, and it's gotten a lot of new respect and credibility for whatever reason. Maybe it's just the people that always liked it are finding each other on social media now, or I think what it is a lot of people are giving it a chance and taking it for what it is and saying, okay, this is a Halloween movie, but it's not a Michael Myers movie, so let's take it for what it is. And I think that happens a lot with these films, that over time they find our audience, and I think with 2018 it's going to keep finding its audience as the years go on. And so I can't wait to see what they do with Halloween Kills. We've talked about it before. I think the fact that they're bringing back these legacy characters, many of them played by the legacy actors that originally played them 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. And coupled with everything we've heard, David Gordon Green has said that this is going to be much more about the citizens of Haddonfield. And that makes perfect sense. If you remember going back to filming back about a year, we had told you at HDN that the working title of Halloween Kills was Mob Rules. And again, I mean, that makes perfect sense when you think about, the imagery that's kind of surfaced from the film so far, the themes that David is talking about that we're getting, and just hearing about this violence and these crazy amount of kills that everybody keeps talking about, that all I can think is it's going to live up to its name and have a lot of kills on Halloween night. And but I think it might live up to that other name of Mob Rules too. I think and certainly that, paranoia and social violence. I mean, these are things that, it's going to be firmly in Haddonfield and firmly in our Halloween universe, and it always was going to be. But certain things take on a whole other light as times change, and now, in a post-quarantine world, some of these things are going to look totally different, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Around the fur, Breton. Good evening, guys. Happy Myers Monday. Happy Michael Myers Monday, Breton. Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it. Yeah. I appreciate it. And everybody that is tuning in for the first time, again, mark your calendars. 10:31 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 7:31 on the West Coast. this is what we do. I jump on here and we talk about the week's Michael Myers news, and maybe I do a little show and tell with something, and you guys can feel free to direct the conversation wherever you want, and we'll try to go there within reason. Batman and HK, yeah, they're gonna bank releasing the same month. Yeah, definitely my two most anticipated movies of 2021 for sure. They're releasing within 2 weeks of each other, so. But I'm so glad that they're releasing the Halloween movies, these new ones, in October, and the second week of October I think is the perfect time. It gives it 2 weeks before October 31st to really rule the box office as it should. And I think even with a Batman movie in theaters, as good as I think Batman's going to be, and it'll absolutely kill it at the box office, I think HK is going to do just fine and still make its money. Remember in 2018, Venom opened 2 weeks before, and it crushed it at the box office. And Halloween 2018 still did just fine. I don't think Universal or Blumhouse or anybody was complaining about its performance in relation to Venom. So, I think they're definitely going to bank for sure. I agree with that, and I do not think that one is going to hurt the other in any way. I think people like myself are going to go see both, probably more than once. Yeah, people see the film 3 to 4 times. Yeah, POV camera angle never used for multiple kills. Yeah, I think they're David Gordon Green. He's a great director to do this because he's not a director with like an overwhelming style where it's like Tim Burton or John Carpenter, where you instantly know. David Gordon Green is a director which of a different kind of talent where he can really make all kinds of different films and do them really well and really effectively. I mean, he can make great comedies and great action and great dramas, and I think he proved with 2018 that he can do a great horror film. But I think that was in many ways he was kind of just dipping his toe into it just a little bit. And I think maybe with HK, I think he and Danny McBride, they really are given free reign to not hold back. There were some things I had heard about 2018 that were discussed in the early stages that didn't end up coming to be, weren't filmed ultimately. But I think because they were too ambitious, and I think some of those more ambitious ideas will probably make their way to the screen with HK. A new POV looking through Michael's eyes. Yeah, I mean, I could. I haven't heard that, but yeah, I could totally believe that we will get another iconic POV shot. And yeah, maybe doing something new in a different way that we haven't seen before. John Carpenter for life, the best. Oh yeah, absolutely. He's my favorite director. Has been pretty much as long as I've known who he was or what a director is. Nobody else has that filmography of just undisputed classics, in my opinion. So yeah, I love Carpenter and all of his films and all of his scores, all of his music. I love his new album, his new albums, his new music he's doing that's not from films. They allowed David to use this new technology. Okay, Mitchell. Well, yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I've not heard about this new POV technology that they're using, but yeah, that sounds amazing, and it sounds again like something inventive that a David Gordon Green would say, yeah, let's because I do think part of the reason they hired him is because he was not a horror director. I mean, again, last week we talked a lot about the Rob Zombie remake, and I talked about the excitement in 2006 when they first announced that Rob Zombie, the director of The Devil's Rejects the year before, was going to direct the new Halloween. It was kind of the biggest name in horror filmmaking at that time that you could get for Halloween, and it made sense. So I do like that this time the way Malick seemed to approach it was, let's go for the biggest producer in horror, and he went with Jason Blum wisely. You know, he's a hit maker, he's a franchise maker, and then, you know, let's look at a director outside of the genre, outside of the expected guys that we might. And I think, yeah, short of like a James Wan or somebody, I really think, you know, that was definitely the way to go. Thinking outside the box. And David Gordon Green, like I said, to me, he's one of those filmmakers that his style is being able to adapt to whatever style is needed for the film. He is not an overwhelming presence in that film. You don't feel, oh, this is a David Gordon Green film and everything. And that's, I think, part of his talent is that he can create, you know, the kind of film that it needs to be, whatever it may need to be. Yeah, everybody loves Carpenter. Absolutely. Yeah, he's the best. And yeah, knowing that his score is done for HK gets me really excited. I know we talked a few weeks ago about his interview with Fantasia Fest, and you know they started to play a little clip of something at the very end, and I can't help but I still go back to that, and I think, you know, he said it was from a upcoming horror movie, but it was a clip of him performing. So I mean, again, unless he's working on another horror movie that I haven't heard about, which is always possible, but I kind of feel like that was going to be our first little taste of the HK score, something new from it. And if so, you know, 'tis the season, everybody. 'Tis the season. Maybe we'll get a music track released in October. I've said that I think it's going to be a 30-second teaser for HK released in October, and I still feel that way, but maybe instead of that, maybe they give us the first track from the soundtrack released. That would be pretty cool. It'd make all of our playlist, certainly, our October playlist on Spotify, right? So, you know, and maybe it's not even from Halloween Kills. But, you know, from what we heard, which was literally like 5 or 10 seconds, it sounded like something that I could imagine possibly being used in Halloween Kills and morphing into one of the more recognizable Halloween cues that Carpenter is known for. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the exciting thing is, it is September 7th now. It is Labor Day as of today, tonight. You know, so we're, you know, not officially fall, but for most of us, this means it's fall. It's Halloween season. You know, we're just weeks away from what was going to be the release date of Halloween Kills, and I would love to think that on October 15th, they're going to mark that occasion in some way. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised if you know, we get some kind of release either on the 15th or the 31st. And you know, maybe both. Maybe one is the musical track and one is another little teaser, like the teaser we got with the delay announcement. I'd like to see John do a Christmas slasher. Yeah. Well, have you heard about all the you know, the conversation supposedly back in the day that Bob Clark of Black Christmas had with John Carpenter pre-Halloween, and how you know, kind of you know, 6 degrees of you know, Halloween is almost kind of the sequel to Black Christmas that never was. And so yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I'd just like to see John make another film. I just hope he makes another film, and whatever it would be, I would love to see it. I don't think he's in a hurry to do that right now. I don't get any indication that he's dying to to go out and make another film right now. I think he's actually loving, uh, being a rock star, and I think again pre-COVID he was touring the world, and I remember in 2018 when there was the Hollywood premiere, and Where's Carpenter? He's playing a gig in another country, and I I thought that was awesome. Good for him. He's doing exactly what he wants to be doing right now, and he spent a lot of time cranking out classic films that didn't always do well at the box office, and certainly were not uh, considered classics right upon their release. So I think he's kind of earned his right to do whatever he wants at this point. But yeah, I'd love to see him do another film based in the 70s Christmas slasher. Ken says, okay, yeah, I mean, I would love that. Again, you're talking about, Black Christmas almost, it sounds like, and Black Christmas and Halloween, the similarities are all over the place. Clearly, that was an influence on Carpenter on the 78 film. Because in many ways, I mean, Halloween is the first slasher, but Black Christmas is really, the first of the modern slashers in that respect. When you talk about the POV, going back to the POV, Bob Clark did that first, and then, Carpenter and Dean Cundey took it to the next level by let's slide the mask on the POV, and then it's even a whole nother thing. And of course, it, it redefined the holiday in the process. Whereas Black Christmas, was still that niche audience. It didn't have the phenomenon success that Halloween did. And I think part of that was because the holiday had reached a point, just in pop culture and horror had reached a point, and it was just everything was timed right for that film in 78. And let's see. He's not going to do any more films. Yeah, his films are about to be released on the street. Yep. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna do a new film, direct a new film. I don't think he's in any hurry. I'd love him to. But man, I mean, you think of that Mount Rushmore of modern horror, and I hate to say it, but John, he's kind of the last one standing. You've got Wes Craven and Romero, obviously, and I would say Tobe Hooper, and all three of those guys are not with us anymore, and John is, thank God. And so yeah, I think he's the last of the masters still standing, and yeah, more power to him to go out and make music and play gigs and do whatever the hell he wants to do at this point. I think he's more than earned that, and I'm cool with that. As much as I would selfishly love to see a new Carpenter film, like I said, he is by far my favorite director. As I've said about the Halloween franchise, I love every John Carpenter film as well. Even my least favorite Carpenter film is one of my favorite films, and there's things I love about it. Just like I've said about, the Halloween franchise. But with Carpenter, it speaks to something even higher than a fan, love. It's an artistry appreciation for what he does, because he does have a very distinct style, and that is evident in all of his films. And then when you add his music to it, it's unmistakable. But even the few films he's done where he didn't do the music, you can still spot distinct visual Carpenterisms that only he would do, and that's part of why I love him, and just his subject matter. The stuff that he's chosen to direct, the stuff that he's written or co-written. I love how his mind works on so many things. Whether it's They Live or In the Mouth of Madness or whatever. Even vampires. His way of attacking the vampire subgenre was a completely Carpenter-esque way of let's turn it into a Western, and it was great, it was great. And even in a film like that, he's still doing iconic things like the vampires crawling out at dusk. crawling out of the dirt, which I thought was so cool. Who needs a coffin? Just have him in the dirt. Let's see. Ken says someone needs to make a John Carpenter mask. Yes, I'm surprised that has not happened. Somebody's got to have made even just an unlicensed Carpenter mask, right? If somebody's watching this and knows where there's a Carpenter mask, not that I could afford it, but I would love to see that. That is a great point. I mean, so many of his characters and creatures that he's created have become costumes and masks and decorations. Yeah, who has done the John Carpenter mask? Yeah, we need to see that. You should reach out to him and Sandy and get him on the show. Hey, you never know. We can aim for the sky. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to. Are you kidding? I mean, that'd be amazing. I did get to interview John a few years back, and spent about 30 minutes on the phone with him, and it was absolutely a career highlight that will forever go down in history. He was awesome and distinctly his own self, as only he could be, and I loved it, and that's something too. I know it's Michael Myers Monday and not John Carpenter Day, but he is the creator of all of this, and so he and Deborah Hill. But is that interview? It's not on YouTube, no. But if you go to HalloweenDailyNews.com and search John Carpenter interview, it'll come right up. And I will, after I'm done here, I'll put the link to that video underneath this video as well. But yeah, when I talked to Carpenter, we did get a few interesting quotes from him. One thing I talked about was the true story of Charlie Bowles. If you remember in the '78 film at the graveyard, when the graveyard caretaker is talking about old Charlie Bowles, and that was just one little thing, because I was going into the interview with Carpenter. This was back, I believe, 2015. It might have been 2016, and I was trying to come up with a few questions that maybe he didn't hear every single interview, because all the obvious stuff I know he's heard, and I don't want to bore him. So that was one of the ones that I didn't think maybe he'd heard quite as much, and he did have a great answer for it. And I'm not going to read it all to you right now. You can check out the interview, and maybe another night I'll relive my Carpenter interview, or like you said, maybe, who knows, maybe one day we'll get the man himself on here for a broadcast. I do plan to eventually, once we're technologically a little more sound here, bring some guests in on some of these Monday nights, and maybe have some other people sitting in, some recognizable people that you might know and appreciate. And so that's going to happen. Again, we're just trying to right now build the viewership up and keep the word circulating, and also allow myself to continue to get more comfortable with all of this. Yeah, Charlie Bowles, those GD kid. Yeah. Charlie Bowles. Everybody remembers that. Yeah, check out the Carpenter interview. He gives me an answer on that. And his definitive answer, too, because I did ask him, straight up, I asked him, is Michael Myers a man, a mortal, or is he a supernatural entity? Is he... And the final word on the subject, as far as I'm concerned, from John Carpenter, is basically that he's both. The answer is yes and yes. He is a man. He is mortal. He can be shot. He can be hurt. But he is also that other, and that's what makes him the boogeyman. That's what makes that point at the end when Laurie realizes that what Loomis and what Tommy has been talking about this whole time, that was the boogeyman. As a matter of fact, it was, yeah, he's a man, but as a matter of fact, he's also a little more than that. And so to me, that's, when people are like, oh, it's this or that, I mean, that's from the man himself. So that's what I take as the gospel truth on the matter is that he's both. He's both, certainly, and I think that's why the film ends the way it does, is because he's shot 6 times. He falls off the balcony. He should be dead, but he's gone, and so it's just one more final confirmation that that was the boogeyman. That is the boogeyman. It's an it. It's a thing. It's a force of nature. It is the shape, much more than it is a brother or a son or a man. But at the same time, he has those things too. So he's both, but he's certainly ultimately more than just that. So yeah, Carpenter gave me those answers. We talked about a few other things, but the Charlie Bowles thing was great because I know a lot of fans have obsessed over that one scene for years, and I have too. And that was one of the I guess I don't know if it was a scoop, but that was one of the reveals I was kind of happy with that interview, to get that laid to rest. Because the short answer, and again, I'm not going to pull up the interview right this minute because that'll get me going on a whole Carpenter night, which we can do another night. But the short answer is Charlie Bowles was based on a real person that John knew in his life, and so again, I'll link that interview, and if you go to HalloweenDailyNews.com and just search in the search bar John Carpenter interview, you'll pull it up, and yeah, you can read my one of my all-time favorite interviews that I've ever done. I've never met the man in person, not at a convention or anything. We communicated on the phone that one time through phone, and it was about 30 minutes, and it was great, and he was everything that you imagine that he is. I even got to hear I think it was a salesperson came to his house during the interview, and he like had me on hold, but he was, I could hear him talking to the guy at the door and stuff. It was surreal. It was definitely surreal. But yeah, that talk about being nervous. That makes these live broadcasts. That was a whole other level of nerves that day, getting ready to talk to him. So to have him on here while being on camera, while being live with you guys, and talking to the greatest director of all time, yeah, you might see me geeking out just a little bit if that ever happens. But never say never, right? Anything's possible, and you never know. But we certainly want to get the viewership up if we're gonna approach people like that and try to get in that respect. So again, I say it every week. I know everybody on YouTube says it. It's the thing you got to say, but hit the share button, hit the like button, drop some comments below, and make suggestions on things that you want to talk about on future weeks like this. Again, as we get more product in our store, I'm going to be showing you some of that stuff. I think next week I might have a few other masks that we have in stock that I can show off a little bit, maybe give you an up close look at when we get some new stuff, new product. Obviously, this will be a great place to showcase that. And yeah, but I'd love to know what you guys are getting your hands on this season. There's a lot of cool Michael Myers product, as there is every year. We've talked about some of the Trick or Treat Studios stuff today. We talked about some of the stuff at Spirit Halloween. I went over that a few weeks ago, and I showed you the statue that I got my hands on. And Fright Rags is putting out some really cool stuff right now. I showed you my face mask and all. So I'd love to hear what you guys. Are you guys getting your hands on some new Myers stuff this season? Are you trying to? Are you hoping to? Have you placed any orders? Have you picked up that Walmart t-shirt yet? I haven't. I want it. I need it. I should have that, right? It's like $7 at Walmart. But again, it seems like it's been a year since I've been at a Walmart even. So I don't have my hands on that one yet. But maybe you do, and I'd love to see it and hear about it and what you got your hands on this year, Halloween-wise, Michael Myers-wise. again, feel free to let me know in the comments, or for the next few minutes as we're live, let me know in the comments in the chat. And lots of friends ordered that yeah. I've seen a lot of people with that T-shirt that they ordered online, and yeah, I need to just click the button and place an order on that. Actually, I think the day I was looking, they didn't have my size in stock or something. So I don't know. I need to check it out again. I let myself just get distracted on that, and but I do need that shirt. What's your webpage? HalloweenDailyNews.com. That's the website. That's the main website. That's the main hub for everything we do. You can find us on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, especially. We're Halloween Daily or Halloween Daily News, and all you gotta do is search for us. But yeah, the main hub for everything Halloween Daily is HalloweenDailyNews.com. To answer your question, Ken, and that, if you click on the shop heading or just go to HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop, that'll show you everything we've got in stock right now. And like I said, we've got these two masks that I showed tonight, the 78, the 2018. We've also got two alternate versions, an alternate 78 called the Boogeyman and an alternate 2018 called the Final Battle. And that's our Myers masks that we have at the moment. Again, originally had everything gone the way it was going to go. Right now, I'd probably be showing you the Halloween Kills masks that we were going to get in stock for this year. We've placed an order for them. They're just Trick or Treat can't release them. They can't even show a photo of them right now for obvious reasons, because Universal controls all that. So that'll be sometime next year, probably a year from now. But the way things would have gone, yeah, we would have, this shipment very well may have had the HK mask, which is, again, it's something we've all got to look forward to. And like I said, we've already placed an order, so we're gonna have them in stock. We're not even allowed to take pre-orders for them quite yet. So as soon as we get the okay from Trick or Treat Studios and they get the okay from Universal, and then all that's going to happen sometime next year. Another cool thing we do have in the store right now, just before I forget though, I didn't bring any down here to show off, but if you remember the wall decor that was released last year, the vintage style, like cardboard cutout wall decor, we've got the Halloween 78 set back in stock. We were out again. They sold out immediately as soon as we got them last year. So by October 31st of last year, we were completely sold out of them. We've got a few in stock right now, and they are listed on the site too. If you just scroll down a little bit at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop, you can find the wall decor, and it's actually 6 pieces. And it's priced real reasonably at like $12 for 6 good size pieces of vintage style Halloween wall decor cutouts. And they're like this vintage cardboard cutout. It's all from Halloween 78 and Michael Myers imagery. But the 6th piece, 5 of them are just cutouts. The 6th is a posable Myers cutout. Like the old skeleton, the cardboard skeleton, the posable. That's what we've got included in that set. And again, maybe next week I'll bring one of those down and show that off to you a little bit, because those things are really cool. And you really kind of got to see them to appreciate. But I forgot to mention that earlier when I was talking about the new knife props and the masks that we all have in stock right now. And of course, for a few more minutes anyway, we've got a couple of these fear fresheners. Again, they went fast last year. They're already going fast today. I haven't checked since I've been recording, which, oh my gosh, it's been over an hour. So we might have sold more of them already. So I don't know how many are left in stock right this minute, but we did have a few when we started this. So hopefully there's a few more and you can get your hands on them. And if not, check back, because later on this week I'm going to be adding fear fresheners of Michael Myers from H4, H5, and H6, The Curse of Michael Myers. So, anyway, that's me. I've been yapping for well past the intended time this week, guys. Can't wait to see that H Kills mask. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'll drink to that too. A toast to the H Kills mask. We know it's going to be badass. We know it's going to be awesome. But yeah, we can't wait to see it. I hope it breaks the internet the same way the 2018 mask broke the internet the day that that poster dropped. I still remember that day in April of 2018. What a magical day that was when that teaser poster was released, and bam, it was like, then we kind of knew what the new mask looked like at that point. And even having already interviewed Christopher Nelson at that point and kind of been able to visualize it somewhat in my head, I hadn't seen it. Like you guys, I hadn't seen it until the poster. And you still didn't see the whole thing, but you saw enough of it in that teaser to really, you know, and I still remember one of the first words that popped into my head was haunting. I felt like that it looked haunting to me, like a, you know, a haunting mask, a haunting image. Uh, and yeah, I think that carried through into the film. I still think of the 2018 mask, this guy as being haunting, you know, a haunting version of Michael Myers, very much so. So, but again, we can relive the glory of past marketing on past films, because I do think the marketing of 2018 was handled brilliantly, and I know we'd be right in the height of that right now if it wasn't for the pandemic, because HK would certainly, you know, I mean, when did we get the second trailer for 2018? Was that in August or early September? It'd probably be around now, you know. So I remember, yeah, for 2018, yeah, that's right. I heard we're getting something good for October 31st. Yeah, I hope so. You know, I would not be surprised if we get something on October 31st. And I hope it's something good. Again, even a teaser poster, you know. But I do hope that first glimpse at the new mask, you know, I hope it breaks the internet and gets everybody exciting the same way that April 2018 did for that poster reveal that revealed that 2018 mask. So yeah, I can't wait. We got a lot to look forward to. And now, like I said, I mean, we are inside September, so I'm pretty sure we got 4 more Mondays, 3 more now this month, and then yeah, we're into October. 4 Mondays of October. So we're like 8 weeks, 7 Mondays until Halloween itself now. And then we start all this all over again, right? And start counting down to next year and the new film and all of that. So I can't wait to you know, to celebrate all of that with you guys and to keep talking about all things Michael Myers right here on the HDN YouTube channel every Monday night. Special trailer for real fans would be nice. Poster would be awesome. Yeah. Again, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I don't, you know. Ken says I've done a rehaul on my toss. Added the bullet shot wound. Yeah. We do sell the trick or treat, the TOTS H4O that comes with the bullet shot. You know, the final battle, and I might bring a few of those down here to show you guys next week if you want. But yeah, so you rehauled your own and added the bullet. Nice. The wound. Yeah, the bloody edition. Yeah, and actually my first look at the bloody edition actually came in January of, gosh, I guess it was 2019, last year. Seems so long ago, but when Universal actually sent us the Blu-ray, and they sent us a early release of the bloody edition, which was just, again, mind-boggling that they even included us in that, and I just, you know, couldn't believe it. And then to get the mask on top of it, but I was just stoked to get the Blu-ray sent to us, and get an advanced copy. So, well, all right, everybody. That's what I got for you this week. So I hope I didn't bore you too much. Hope I didn't talk your ear off too much. And hopefully maybe you learned a little something you didn't know, or were enlightened a little bit about something. If you've got questions, again, leave them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them next week. If you've got ideas for things you want me to talk about or suggestions, again, leave them in the comments. And thanks for stopping by, everybody. It's always my pleasure. I look forward to this more and more each week, I think, because it's, I kind of like that this is our chance to connect directly. I feel like it's still new for me, but it's very it's fun and enlightening for me to be able to connect to you guys in this way. So hopefully that will continue, and it's our season now. Every day's Halloween, but it's literally our season now, and it's Michael's season. So the hashtag, the Michael Myers Monday hashtag, should only be rising in trending popularity over the next few weeks, and I look forward to seeing that. So until next week, guys, make your plans to join us again. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you. Plan to be here next week for Michael Myers Monday, 10:31 p.m. on the East Coast. And share the video, spread the word. I appreciate it. And happy Halloween. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I'll see you next time, guys.